Of all the parts of the day, evening is the time when people struggle most around eating. Whether you're rewarding yourself after a hard day or looking for comfort, evenings can be a minefield when it comes to food. Many people overeat in the evenings after feeling really quite in control during the day. There are very specific psychological mechanisms at play here that we need to understand in order to fix this problem and lose weight, without having to force us to go to bed hungry. When your evening snacking feels out of control, your overall health can suffer. You blame yourself and you despair of ever managing to change. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make peace with your evening eating. We'll look at what's going on in the evening and then how to make changes that will leave you feeling more in control and in better health. There's a good chance that addressing overeating in the evenings will really help you sleep better too. Okay, so what is going on in the evening that drives you towards food? Well, you're tired and your energy is at a low ebb. This is simply a fact that has to be taken into consideration. Intending to do anything that involves a lot of energy is simply not going to work. So in this video, we'll be working around this fact. Also, there may be little or no structure to your evening. After a demanding day, the last thing you want is more demands on you. And you may have come to associate the empty space of an evening with being able to unwind. Great if that works, but it may mean that each tumbleweed evening becomes open season for food. Later in this video, I'll show you just how to change that. Also in the evening, you may want to reward yourself. Being able to indulge in the evening can be an important act of self-care. Chilling out and kicking back means welcome relief. That's all good. But it's not so self-caring when the reward becomes something that hurts you, physically or emotionally. And the other thing that's going on in the evening may be that difficult emotions show up at this time. If you're a person with a busy daytime schedule, but your evenings feel desolate, some really painful feelings may show up as the sun sets. And food, as we know, can numb emotional pain to a degree, albeit temporarily. So what may be contributing to evening eating is a combination of low energy, not much structure, wanting to reward yourself, and difficult feelings showing up. Any or all of these could apply to you. As you keep watching, notice which ones do apply to you. That way you can address what needs changing and leave what works well as it is. Not all evening eating is the same. You just need to think about yours, and you need to take into account your energy levels and how tired you are. And it's important to be realistic about what you can actually manage at the end of the day. Okay, practical steps. The first step is to introduce some sort of structure. We're going to structure the time in blocks in a very low-key sort of way. Think about when your evening starts and what time you go to bed, and divide this time into 3 parts. They don't have to be equal length. They're just 3 different aspects of the evening. In the first part of the evening, it may help to include things that help you to mark the end of the day. That could be things like tidying up, or reflecting on the day, maybe journaling, or planning tomorrow. For the middle part of the evening, think about what relaxes you and how you can include relaxation as part of this evening structure. Maybe some TV, reading, listening to music, and take into account how much your mind needs a little bit of structure. So in this part of the evening, it might help you to choose some activities that have a bit of mental focus. I mean things like doing a puzzle, craft, any activity like that, maybe surfing the internet, anything that takes a little bit of mental focus. It's probably this part of the evening where you may enjoy a snack. We'll come back to that in a moment. And lastly, create a wind down routine for the third and final part of the evening, where the lights are low and you're taking those steps literally and metaphorically, up to bed. In dealing with evening eating, it'll really help to structure your environment. You want to get rid of triggers for incidental eating. Remember, your energy levels are low at this time of the day, so it's harder to resist when tempting foods are nearby and when you just catch sight of them. Avoid having snacks within eyesight. And don't forget the role of TV advertising in prompting you to eat. You may not think the adverts are affecting you, but Nestle seriously don't spend billions of dollars a year on their advertising to have no effect on your chocolate consumption. Watching recordings of your favourite shows could mean that you can fast forward over the adverts, which will help. Okay, so thinking specifically about food. If you know that you're going to want to eat something during the evening, make it small and special and make it part of the plan. Decide the time that will suit you to have the snack and do that deciding in advance, and maybe think about what you're going to have. When you think of eating and it's not yet that planned time, remind yourself that you're going to be enjoying your lovely snack at whatever o'clock, and enjoy the anticipation. Then, when you get to your snack time, make a little bit of an occasion of this snack and give it all your attention. Crucially, it's by giving your attention to the snack and really savouring it that means that you get all of the pleasure that you can from it. A real hazard of evening eating is that in a sort of low energy, rather mindless state, we hoover our way through quite a lot of food without really getting much enjoyment at all. So this is about really upping the enjoyment and the pleasure. And a helpful tip, once you've had your evening snack, is to clean your teeth. Make that part of your evening schedule, your structure at that point, because obviously that's going to make it less appetizing if you just cleaned your teeth with minty toothpaste, and it adds a sense of marking the end of today's eating. If you find that eating is driven by emotions that tend to show up most at the end of the day, there's a separate video on that subject for you to watch. If you want my professional help to change how you eat for weight loss or for your overall health and well-being, hit the link in the description below to apply for a free eating pattern analysis call with me, where we look in depth at your eating and make a plan tailored to your situation. My next video is on how to deal with emotions that make you eat.